I have a lot of fire in the belly still. So with the Sparks, yeah, I think the stars did kind of align. The real draw of women's athletics is they get connected to that athlete. Grass grows where it's watered. People are starting to pay attention and realizing like, oh, there's actually a market for this. I do think we've got some incredible pieces, but we've got to build that culture to where free agents will come, they feel it, they sense it, and they want to come play. It's going to take time, but I love the core group we have right now. I really do.
What's going on, everybody? I am Jackie Ray. I am here on behalf of Women's Hoops Network. I'm super excited because I am a LA Sparks fan. I cover the LA Sparks, and we have a new head coach. I'm super excited. Y'all welcome with me. If I could have some applause in the background, I would. But welcome with me, Lynne Roberts. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me on. It's fun to be on with you.
Yeah, so you're still in Utah right now?
I am. So we're in the process of buying and selling and all the things, as well as trying to have the holidays and everything. So
Right.
it's been a whirlwind, but it's all good stuff.
How unfun is the buying and selling process?
Girl, it is not fun, but it's temporary pain, and we're blessed to have the opportunity and to be able to buy a home and all the things that we are blessed with. I'm not complaining, but
Yes.
I might
Amen.
complain when I'm boxing up the utility cabinet, but right
And
now,
unboxing.
and unboxing, but right now I'm feeling very grateful.
I'm so excited to talk to you because I've been covering the Sparks for a while now. I've been a fan for even longer, but to get to know you is a real privilege. So I'm just going to dive right on in. I know you began your college career in 1997 at Seattle Pacific University. Now, and then you transitioned to becoming the assistant there. To me, that just sounds like the ideal situation. Is it the ideal situation to go into a system you're kind of familiar with?
It was for me. I mean, I was young and I just went right into it. I didn't know what else I was going to do. My college coach, I adore still to this day. He's still my phone a friend for everything, and he knew me well, and he said, "Hey, you should think about coaching." And so I was like, "Cool," and jumped right in and haven't looked back. And but it's nice to be in a program that work for a coach that knows you, that it definitely gave me some confidence going in. Certainly learned a ton, got humbled a ton, all the things. But yeah, it was a great situation for me.
So you didn't really think about coaching before he talked you into it?
I didn't. I
Really?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I just never really, and to be quite honest with you, like there wasn't a lot of examples of women and that's the profession. Can you be a coach and have a family and do all the things? And there wasn't, it just wasn't on my radar. But he kind of said it, and I didn't really have any other sticks in the fire, as they say. And I loved playing, and coaching is the next best thing to playing. I still miss playing. The game is grateful that I'm not still playing. It's passed me by. But so coaching is the next best thing. But I have joked many times, like I have done nothing else in my life career wise. So I would literally starve if I had to have a real job or do what you all do. I have no other skill sets. So I'm doing
I
what I'm
feel the same about
doing.
journalism, so I get you.
Right?
Like,
Right?
what else would I do?
Exactly.
You are from Redding, California, right? And then you coached at Chico, and then you went to what was it, University of Pacific, and that's in
Yep.
Stockton.
Yep.
So, is it safe to say that if you have to choose a coast, you're going to choose the West?
Always.
Okay.
I don't think, I've with work, you travel so much. I've been everywhere. And the West Coast it just feels like home. East Coast is nice. There's no
Yeah.
judgment. I just don't, it's not my vibe. It's just not my vibe.
So, with your college background, was going to the W always a thought process, or did the stars just align for that?
I think a little bit of both. It
Mm-hmm.
was, you know, I'm not young, but I'm not old. Right. And so I didn't feel like I was, cozying up for retirement. Like that's
Right.
not like I have a lot of fire in the belly still,
Mm-hmm.
to climb and achieve, and I'm very driven and to a fault. So I think the thought was always out there, like, well, maybe someday coaching the W, like it'd be fun to coach the best of the best, and But it was never like something I was seeking, or I'm a firm believer in be where your feet are. And so
Mm,
wherever I've coached, made it the biggest time that I could, make the big time where you're at kind of mantra.
yeah.
And I've bought into that. So it was never like I was seeking the W. But I was always, it was always in the back of my mind, like, that'd be pretty cool if it was ever
Hmm.
the right situation. And so with the Sparks, yeah, I think the stars did kind of align.
How does one be driven to a fault?
Well, it can get in the way of other things.
Okay.
It can be a little bit of a hyper focus on achieving, and you can have those moments where you achieve your goal, and then the next day you're like, "Was that it?
Right.
Like now what?" So I think I've matured in that, in terms of being kind of just grateful for present tense and trying to be present with that. But
Hmm.
I have been very driven, very competitive my whole life, and I still got it in the gut.
Yes. I love that. Now we've literally gone from seeing NCAA women's college players not have the right practice facilities and being overlooked to now they're setting records with the viewership. What do you think has been the catalyst to the growth of the NCAA women's game?
Well, I think that it's a great question. I think there's a lot of answers to that. But I think one thing that women's basketball, and it could be true in other women's sports too in college, I just don't know enough to have an opinion on that. But the great players
Hmm.
aren't leaving early, right? So there are some that are transferring, and that's part of it. But I do think that fans are interested in the person, right? I think
Right.
that's the real draw with women's athletics is they feel a connection, and they get connected to that athlete. You have a freshman come in, and then you get your fans get to know them, the media gets to know them, and so it kind of circulates. And I think on the men's side, men's college basketball, like it's really hard to know who the best players are. And that's not a criticism of anybody. It's just the way it is now on the men's side. Like you don't know who, you might be a blue blood Kentucky fan, but
Right.
every year your roster might be completely different. And I think on the women's side, we have avoided that for different reasons.
Hmm.
I think that's helped grow the game a ton. So people know the names, they know the personalities. It's not just the coaches. And that's what I think fans like. And I also think that, grass waters where it, or grass grows where it's watered.
Right.
And, people are starting to pay attention and realizing like, oh, there's actually a market for this.
Hmm.
And so it's being put on TV more. People are watching, the proofs in the pudding. I think it's a combination of all those things.
I think that's a great point. I was sitting down to watch the NBA draft and people were popping up and I was like, who is this
Right.
person?
Exactly. Same.
Versus with the women's game, I'm like, oh, and I'm having debates with people because
Right.
we know their background. We've seen so much of them and we just don't have the frame of reference for the
Exactly.
men's
I
game.
think that's a big part of it. I think
Hmm.
people want to know who the players are, not just the coach or the school. It's about the players. And I
Right.
think we've maintained that in women's basketball.
So now looking forward to the LA Sparks, who is one of my favorite teams, but they've had a plethora of problems in the last couple of years. So as you look to kind of insert yourself not only as a coach, but to really help this organization reach the pinnacle once again, what are
Mhm.
some of your first steps going to be, you think?
You know, every team that I've been a part of, and every program I've taken over has kind of been in a little bit of turmoil, for lack of a
Mm,
better word. And so I'm confident in my ability that I know now each situation is unique, each situation is
right.
different. Every challenge is different. Every place has its own challenges, but I think the bottom line foundation is the same in that it comes down to the people. So to create a culture, and that word is such a buzzword, and what does it really mean and all the things, but as a coach, as a leader, you've got to create a group that buys into the vision, buys into where we're going, and my job is to try to get everyone pointed in that direction. So it's got to be positive, it's got to be work based. Like we're not going to be given anything, we're going to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
um, and so I think just creating a culture where, and it's a process. You don't say in year one we're going to win the championship. Now we're going to try to,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we've got to build it, the brick house versus on sand, right? Like you got to build
Right.
it the right way around people, treat people the right way, and trust the process of that's how you do it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
very process driven. It's not outcome driven.
When you see a young team, you've got, Cam, Rakia, and then of course the mother hen, Dearica. Does it just look like a lot of fun?
Yeah, and I've gotten to know those guys through, the last month or whatever. I guess it's been 5 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't
Yeah.
know. Just like you didn't know where you were on
Right.
the press conference. I don't even know what the date is, but they're good people and they want to do well and they want to do right. And they've been incredibly open arms to me and accepting and like ready to get to work. So that it is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think we've got some incredible pieces. And I believe, and I am going to work tirelessly that LA should be the premier destination for free agents, right? Like, who doesn't
Yes.
want to be in LA with the market and everything? But we've got to build that culture to where free agents will come, they feel it, they sense it, then they want to come play. So it's going to take time, but I love the core group we have right now. I really do.
So 12 teams in the W. So with the Valkyries coming, but 6 men coaches. And then, we are predominantly Black league. We only have one Black woman. So for young women who not only see themselves in the league as players, but also thinking about coaches, what's the message we're sending right now?
That's not one I know the answer to. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. Um, I think the good thing is that obviously these are jobs they're getting a lot of interest from different people, right? So rising tide rises all ships. So I think as the positions are being funded differently, as franchises are investing more, as fans care more, I think you're going to see the the pool of available coaches get a little deeper and wider. I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing for our game. Do I think that if all things are equal, women should coach women? Yeah, I do. But I'm not making those decisions. So I don't
Yep.
really know.
Okay, so help me with my train of thought because this is my worry. Whether it's real or not, this is my worry. My worry is that most men, the W is going to be a stepping stone to the NBA. And I would rather whoever's here, like you said, be where your feet are planted. And so that's my worry. Do you think that's a legitimate worry?
I don't know. I think that'll play out. The men that I know that coach women, the ones that I know are doing it
Mm-hmm.
because they love coaching women. So that's been my experience. I think, I've never coached men, but you hear the stories people that have coached both, like the women are more receptive, they're more coachable, they buy into the thing. And I think for some coaches, like that's more appealing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have not been around that side of it, but it could be a legitimate fear. I don't know.
Yep.
I'm just going to do my best I can and represent half the world in my
Yes.
femaleness, in my womanness.
Okay, so let's have some fun. So let's say you had a really tough loss. It was a heartbreaking loss. You get home, you throw your keys down, you kick off your shoes. What's the first thing you do to kind of detox from that game?
Hug my kids, tuck my kids
Okay.
in, hang out with them. They don't care if we win or lose.
Right.
I mean, they might give me I have 9-year-old boys. So they might be like, why didn't you win? Why didn't you try harder? But they don't love me any less or really care at the end of the day. So that's always a good reset.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably, depending on what time it is, I would probably pour myself a nice glass of wine
Yay.
and maybe make a nice meal or just hang out. But I always tell like I've won a lot of games, I've lost some games. The sun always comes up and it's a new day. So I try not to, and I've matured in that, but
Mm-hmm.
the sun will always come up and we're always going to have another opportunity. And so whether you win or lose, it's not the end of the world or either way for good or
Yep.
bad.
Are you a red wine fan?
I like it all, girl. I don't discriminate.
Okay, so have you tried Snoop Dogg's wine?
No, but I saw it the other
It's
day.
so good.
Is it good?
Yes, I tried it because I was like, I can't not try it. It's
I
on
know.
sale every time I go here.
I'm gonna try. Actually, I saw it the other day in someone's home, and I was like, "Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, I have to try that." So I'm going to.
It's
I like
surprisingly
it.
good.
He's great.
No
He's
smoky taste, actually.
no,
No
no,
smoky taste.
no herbs, no
No,
devil's lettuce in there,
it's
nothing.
a
Okay,
solid red. It's like
okay,
it's really good.
all right. I'll give it a go.
Okay, are you a movie fan?
I love movies.
What's your favorite genre?
Oh, I love a good drama. I
Okay.
think my favorite all time movie is Good Will Hunting.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I just I went to Europe for scouting and I watched Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah, that intro is so rough.
Oh, but I haven't seen it in 10 years. And it's like, that is one of my all-time favorite movies. So I like
Mm-hmm.
dramas. I like character development. I also like a stupid comedy too.
Yeah.
I don't do horror. I don't like things that are scary.
Mm-hmm.
Sci-fi, just
Not your thing.
not my
Okay,
thing.
have you seen Die Hard? I'm assuming.
Of course.
Okay, settle this debate for me. Is that or is that not the best Christmas movie of all time?
See, now this is where I would push back and say, is it really a Christmas movie?
Everyone says that.
And that's because it's not really a Christmas
But
movie.
it's kind of there's the
But,
Ron DMC Christmas song is the opening song.
all right. But you could watch Die Hard in June and not feel like, oh, this is out of season.
True.
False. See?
True.
So does that.
But I mean, I could also watch what's that the Santa movie I just watched where he accidentally sends the letter to Satan and
Oh
sing.
gosh, I don't know that one.
It's a comedy though, and it's
Oh,
hilarious
okay.
because he's like a lower level. It's hilarious. I would watch that in June. Christmas in July.
Okay. All right. I'll give it to you.
I'm trying too hard, huh?
A little bit. A little bit.
At least I gave it my all. I gave it my all. I'm so excited to talk to you, and I can't. Oh, one more question though. This is the real movie question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Have you seen Wicked?
No, but we're taking our kids on. Is tomorrow Saturday? Taking them tomorrow.
Yes.
We have
Yay!
tickets. Can't wait.
It's so good. I cannot wait for you to report back.
Yes.
I cannot wait for you to tell me that your kids are running around singing all the songs.
They will. They're fired up. Like we're going tomorrow. So
I'm so excited for you.
Yes.
It was so great taking some time to get to know you. What part of town are you looking to move into?
Probably like Manhattan Beach area.
Oh, good.
Yeah, can't really go wrong there. And it'll be close to the practice facility and it's close to the airport. So be kind of a nice home base there.
Yes. Thank you so much. Welcome to the LA Sparks. Thanks for taking time. I can't wait to meet you in person and all the best this season.
Likewise. Thank you so much.